Just as Gary Vanderchuk always says, it's about finding what you really like and just stay consistent on it. It's not really easy to be consistent. We keep trying. Aarealzone as a brand has gradually and slowly been growing in its own way. Recently, we've gotten 3 organic sponsors. It's insane, but it's true. 3 organic sponsors, and today I'm going to be talking about my sponsor of this video. Before that, again, the timeline disaster is out there. Go get it. With that, let's start our review. Remember this? I told you guys, Lisabi. And I've also told you guys, so it's Lisabi, not Lisabi. Lisabi, and this is the second part. And like I said, Lateef Adedimeji did a good job. I mean, producing this was so cool. It's a continuation of the first part. The cliffhanger there was not so mysterious. Anybody would have been able to predict, but not the way it ended. Except again, you have studied the history of the people of the Egba, the Egba people. Then you might have had an idea to where it would have been ending. Just an idea anyway. And this is the reason why despite we having the whole thing for the Yoruba movies and all, this is also the reason why I'm so tuned into the Yoruba or Nigerian movies, or movies that are based off historical facts, because it teaches those parts of histories that we really would have not known or we have missed out, except it was depicted as a movie, and this was one of it. So we saw it through. I feel that there were so many places that the what they call them, the CGIs would have really done well. There was a time that they had this bird fly across a river, and they were holding Lisabi as a child, as a baby up and all of that, and they had this bird just fly through. I mean, this is, again, attention to details, my thing, right? So during that flight of the bird, there was no effect of a bird flying over a river at a very low height, right? We're supposed to see those waves, those dispersion of water as the bird flew over the water quite low because of the wind the bird is generating, either behind or from the flapping of the wings. We would have seen a little bit of that effect, which have been nice, and also through the trees. I mean, there are so many places that I felt that they will definitely do better. I hope they will do that better, because looking at 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, our CGIs were poor, way poorer than this. I think even during the war scenes, which I felt they spent so much time, and this is now being honest, they spent excessively so much time on the war scene. I'm not sure anybody that doesn't have a stomach for gore will just sit down there and watch almost 10 to 15 minutes of just war. I mean, that's basically what we're doing. 10 to 15 minutes of just war. That's fighting, clashing of swords, jumping up and down, slashing of throats and all of that. Just fight scene, 15 minutes. And that is how it just kept replicating itself throughout the movie. The storytelling in the movie was actually very, very small. And this is where I will end. Not really end. Let me still talk about his ending. And I like the fact that they ended it with him going through this hole, and nobody really knows for facts what happened to him, because he's based off true life and culture and the history of the Egba. They have different beliefs, of how Lisabi actually ended as a person, because it was a real character, right? And yeah, they have their different stories to how it ended, and they just left you guys there, you to figure out what you decide. But in the end, the point or the fact there is he actually ended. That is actually fact. It's no news anymore that a lot of Nigerians are now into the trading business, importing and exporting from all over the world. If you have interest in dealing with China as a country, importing from them, Zhongshan Risi Trading Company is the go-to. One of my key reasons, just as you will see, that I like the company is the fact that, number one, they are resided there in China. Number two, the attention to detail and the meticulousness is just the thing for me. Whether you want wholesale, retail, of whatever product, just feel free to contact them. Very good customer relationship. You will enjoy yourself in every level of professionalism. So please, again, contact them if you need anything from China, wholesale and retail, wherever you want it in the country, they will deliver. Once again, thank you. We'll go back to the review. Lisabi, like I said, A Legend is Born, was just a good end of the story they initiated from the first part. The question for me now is this. Do you think, and leave it in the comment section, do you really think, based off 1 hour 30 minutes of watch time, do you really think the part 2 of Lisabi was really necessary? Because, to be fair, we had way too much watch time on just 5 scenes. Way too much. I, for one, thought it was just excessive. And we lost storytelling, actually. It was just fight. Maybe, to be fair, 20 minutes of storytelling, or even less than. The rest was basically just fight. So again, I ask you all, do you really think Lisabi 2 was really necessary, or they would have just ended it in the first part, possibly like House of Ga? Share your thoughts in the comment section. With that, we move to the next review.